Welcome to another quick demo of Gooey. I wanted to show off some stuff I've been working on, but in the process I figured I'd try to show off how to build a quick little app with Gooey. My goal has been to make Gooey pretty easy to use. So what I want to show off was how to set up a slider and a button to control the button's corner radius, because I added rounded rectangles to both the drawing library as well as all the way through. So basically, if I create a button, so let's go ahead and start with that. That's a good way to start. So just do into button and run, because why not? So I need to import. I need to import some traits before we can get going here. Oh, and don't include a semicolon there. If I click run here, we should have a button. That's how easy I aim for GUI to be. It's going to drive me crazy if it's not in the center, so let's go ahead and make it centered. Currently, there's a feature request to make this not require another expand there, but basically, by default, everything's sized to fit. I want to make it so that if you have a center at the root, it automatically centers, but basically there's an issue. I'll get to it one of these days. So now we have a centered button. Okay, so now let's keep going. So like I said, I wanted to make a slider, so we're going to add another widget. But because I built everything in a very fluent model, we see how I create a string, or not create, I have a string and I turn it into a button. Similarly, we need something to turn into a slider. Technically, you can do a slider new and pass in, these like an into it. So like that function, that approach is there, but it's not as fun. I like fluent. So let's do, what was I doing? Radius equals dynamic new. And then let's go ahead and just start with 0 pixels. I guess I could have done a default, but let's help the type inference. So the next thing I need to do, let's go ahead and start. So do radius dot slider between. There we go. We're going to go between px. I guess we already have px 0. I guess I should have a helper to make it so you don't have to specify both these at once. And then we'll go to, I don't know, 20. Probably good. Oh, we now have an error. What is this error? Well, it says that children doesn't have a method called centered. That's right. So I have two widgets. How can I center them? It doesn't know, should they be side by side? Should they be on top of each other? Should they be placed as rows? So let's do rows, because I think that's kind of what I was aiming for here. And let's go ahead and click run. So these aren't tied together in any way, but we should have a slider and we should have a button. And we do. Cool. So let's go ahead and get out of there and get going again. Okay, so how do we add the corner radius to the button? Well, that's a style thing, and this is done using something called components. We have something called corner radius, which is the actual style component we're applying. The value is a corner radii. So if we were to do, let's actually just see what happens if we let the compiler help us here. Basically, it says that the dynamic px can't be converted to a corner radii dimension. Sadly, I don't really have a good helper for this because this is brand new functionality, but we can still make it not too bad. So let's call it radius dimension. Let's go ahead and spell it out. We're going to want to get a new value every time radius is updated. So we're going to do map each, which is saying map each of these values. And we're going to need to create a corner radius, and it's going to come from a dimension, and that I know has the ability to come from px. So this is something that should be easier to do, but I don't have everything hooked up yet. So what is this saying? Expected corner radius found dimension. Not quite sure. Let's help it out here. I thought for sure that, oh, you know what? I think it's because it doesn't know what the type is yet. I'm just starting to annotate types to figure out if we can help the Oh, I see what I've done. I told you guys just a minute ago, and you guys didn't help me. We are needing to create corner radii because it's the value that's actually contained. This is like the name of the component. This is the actual value type. That should actually compile. Okay. Now, not only does it compile, I think that if we click run, we actually have my full demo. And that's how easy GUI is. So we have a slider that adjusts the rounded rectangle. So yeah, that's how the reactive system works. We started with one dynamic value. We're able to declaratively set up our mappings so that they're all just linked together. And then we have this new dynamic thing that contains the corner radii, because it's the result of that closure. And we just hand that to the style system and say, hey, this is your corner radius from now on. And then we take that original value that we created with just 0 to start with, and we say that we want a slider from 0 to 20. And magically, whenever that slider updates the radius dynamic value, it then maps that function, gets the new dimension, updates the corner radius, notices that, hey, that was actually used to render the button, invalidates it, and re-renders the hierarchy. So yeah, that is GUI. I'd like to also point out that this is pretty smooth, and we're still running in debug mode. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this quick off-the-cuff devlog and would like more, please just leave a comment. I haven't heard anything since the last one, and I have no idea if anyone is even intrigued by this type of stuff on YouTube or not. Regardless, this is still a convenient way to share a somewhat longer than a few seconds clip. So thanks for watching.